that you want to talk to us
Well,
about?
the article's from the New York Times. It's basically
It's already something I'm probably not going to agree with.
how to thrive in your life, in a career.
Right.
And it's basically you got to fail a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah. And when I was in the car business, we had these big greenies, right, called at the dealership, and they're going to make $80,000 the very first year. They're going to sell 8 to 15 cars a month.
You call a new salesperson a greenie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
brand new. Brand spanking new.
Okay.
Because they heard they could make a ton of money.
That's right.
And I said, well,
Do you
about
discourage it?
15% of the time, you're going to sell something. You got to work on that percentage.
15% of the time you're gonna sell
15%
something.
of the time.
Okay.
20% if you're good.
Okay.
And on a Saturday, giving it away, maybe every other person. But it's not easy. You have to fail with everything. Look at Thomas Edison, Henry Ford.
Right.
They all failed.
You know, I tell people this often. I hate that I'm going to agree with the New York Times article, but I absolutely agree with it. I tell people you really do have to be comfortable embracing your mistakes so that you can correct them. Now, don't make them again. You're right. I mean, right. So whatever mistake you made, analyze it, figure it out, move on, and that you need to embrace that because honestly, most of what I know is through the mistakes I've made.
Well, in 1903, right? Henry Ford's showing off to Thomas Edison his assembly line. Brand spanking new. He's got these guys all around the car, and they're going back and forth, you know, like a ballerinas, right?
Right.
Edison goes, Henry, why are the people moving? Get the car to move and leave the people in place. And he looked at it like, you know, that's right. And so when you're making that huge a mistake,
Right.
you got somebody that's going to give you that fix
Right.
without even hesitating. Henry is, as you guys know, a very, very tough guy to deal with.
Right.
He says, I'm with you. Let's move this and call it a real assembly line.
Right.
So there's lots of stories like that out there where you have to thrive or take a dive, one of the two.
Interesting. So do you, and you know, this kind of goes back to our passion scenario, because if you don't have some kind of passion, in my view, you're not going to make it through that failure. And so talk a little bit about that, because you got a lot of experience talking with a lot of small business people. How are they overcoming these latest challenges? Because, man, I got to tell you something. As much as I would tell you I know about small business, the last 2 years, we're sort of in this uncharted territory. It's a whole new world out there. How are people dealing with it?
You know, everybody knows they're that business, right? They represent that business. They are that business. So if you just do a couple simple things, pay attention to people in a positive way, no matter where you're at, and involve people in what you do, no matter where you're at. You're married 50 years, you have a successful business, and people love you. But you got to be consistent no matter whom you're with. Always pay attention to others and involve them in what you do. It's like you say, why do you do what you do? Not what you do. We already know what you do, right, James?
Absolutely.
Why do you do what you do?
Absolutely.
And now tell me a little bit about yourself. And then I'm going to shut up.
Hey, Jim, you're not allowed to talk to a guest till I introduce him.
Hey.
You just can't talk to the man without me introducing him.
My people out there know I hate rules.
And I don't follow them either, so we're good.
Right.
We're good.
We're good.
I like to pee in the woods.
Either you're in or you're out. I
That's
won't even
right.
go there. Really bad, really bad.
Okay, well, since you messed it up,
I know.
I'm going to include him in this conversation because
Thank you.
we can tell he absolutely has some things to say about this, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's done it too.
I have James Smith here. He is the owner of
My Outdoor Joy.
Whoa.
Hey,
I got to do. Let me explain something to you. I got to do this intro. You can't do your own intro. I got to do the intro.
stop stuttering. We're gonna have a good time today. We're gonna have a good time.
Welcome to Local Biz Now.
We're gonna have a good time. It's all about the good
I
time.
really wasn't stuttering. I was looking for your name.
Don't
Please.
admit that.
Hey, he's my outdoor joy. Let me tell you right now.
Please tell us the name of your company again.
Okay. Okay. It's My Outdoor Joy.
My
Outdoor Joy.
See, when I say it is better, my outdoor
There you
joy.
go. And that's why you're on the radio.
Okay, that's right. That's right. A venture leader.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Yes.
Okay. So, James, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. So, and we'll get into your story and we'll get into your company in a minute. But I could tell you wanted to jump in on this conversation about failure. Talk to me a little bit about that.
You have got to fail. There is no other way to grow. So one of the things people don't know.
I hate that statement. You understand that?
There is no way to grow without failing. No one ever gets to the top directly. It's like going on a diet. No one ever loses the weight without gaining a couple weeks. Same thing. So one of the things people don't know about me is I'm actually the entrepreneur in residence for the University of North Carolina. And we talk to this topic all the time, especially for young kids who come in and think, I'm going to be Bill Gates tomorrow. And I had to tell people that Bill Gates was living literally in his car during the startup of Microsoft. He's one that made it. But there are 50 others that never got close, never reinvented themselves, never became successful. So you always have to fail, live by your mistakes, and grow.
But most of us that are, I've been self-employed since I'm 17 years old, right? Matter of fact, I giggle when I hear that people are trying to get master's degree in entrepreneurship, right? There's like, back when I was growing up, it was an insult to be called an entrepreneur, right?
Correct.
That's because you couldn't hold a job and you couldn't keep your attention span, right? It was a bad word back in my day,
Absolutely
right? Now they're spending big money to be that,
That's
right?
right.
But there's something about this. It's almost this, I don't want to say joy, but I look forward to the mistake. Now I know what not to do, right?
Absolutely.
And that seems to be the core to this. I don't say it as this big negative, right? That I go home and cry in my pillow. It's almost a positive. Okay, great. I know that won't work. Let's regroup, change on a dime, and kind of move forward.
Which goes back to your passion. If you have a passion, you can outlive the negative times.
Whoa. Are you suggesting to me that Jim might be a little off on this situation when we discussing passion?
Well, it's only 180 degrees. It's only 180 degrees off. That's it. It's just 180 off.
Oh, Jim, I got you.
I'm good with it.
James, you are welcome anytime to
I just want to make sure.
Jim said.
That's all right.
Okay, Jim is questioning your loyalty here.
Man.
But I'll take it. I
got to go with the host. Host always wins.
You got to go with the stuttering host. That's what you got to do.
Absolutely.
So this concept of embracing mistakes, right? I don't think I realized I was that kind of person for years. I didn't know I was the guy that after I made a mistake or something bad happened, I didn't know I was the guy that rolled up my sleeves and ran a little harder, worked a little faster, right? Stayed up a little bit later. I thought everybody did that.
Yep.
But that's not actually the case. These mistakes slow people down from time to time, don't they, Jim?
Yeah, they do. Like today I lost a client. One of my best clients. He just didn't see the ROI. So I'm scratching my head. It was my fault, my mistake. That's why
it was
left.
always our fault. I mean,
and then I realized, as he's telling me this, he's got budget issues, he's got concerns. He wants to turn me back on in 3 months. I go, well, that never has happened in 12 years.
That's right.
If somebody leaves you, they're gone. Bye, love you, see ya.
Right.
But I felt bad. I go, I can't lose. This guy pays well. He pays on time.
Right.
But you know what? Mistakes happen, and you know what they become? Opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It really is this mindset. James, I'm curious, can you teach that? Can that be taught? That's where I kind of get amused with college and the master's degree in entrepreneurship, because I didn't realize Joe's mindset, right, could be taught. I either thought you have it or you don't.
And you're right. The reality is it's nice to have a college degree, says you're an entrepreneur. But until you can't pay your bills, nothing matters.
Which goes back to my
That's
conclusion.
exactly right.
That's right.
If you can't bolt money to it.
Jim just kind of said something.
It's an action verb. Entrepreneur is an action verb.
You know what it is?
It is.
So is success.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
And so the problem is you have to get back to the point where you can fail, get back up, do it again. And that's the thing that most people don't have. You have to have fortitude. what we've done in the last 2 generations, we've started giving out participation trophies. We got to get over that.
Oh, don't get me started on that. We ain't got time for that. We got to go to break.